Atlanta, Georgia. Remember, save COD charges by sending check or money order or use your credit card.
This is CNN.
George Bush gets ready for an important turn in the political spotlight. Tonight, we hear his plans for confronting the economic issues eating away at the country and his popularity.
I'm sick of hearing about politicians' personal lives, and I really don't want to hear anymore.
The folks in Arkansas talk about Bill Clinton's political troubles while the candidate tries to shift attention to any issue other than the one he keeps being asked about. Hello, this is Newsday at CNN Center. I'm Lou Waters.
I'm Sharyl Attkisson. The gray, gloomy mood of U.S. consumers has been getting darker, and in a matter of weeks, the first of those consumers, the ones in Iowa and New Hampshire, began passing judgment on President Bush and the other men who would lead them out of the economic blahs. Consumer confidence, which leveled off in December, once again is on the skids. Half of the people responding to January's Conference Board survey say business conditions are bad. 1 of every 4 households polled by the Private Business Research Group reports a brush with unemployment during the last 12 months. 47% say jobs are hard to get. Nearly half of those who report finding work say they are earning less than their previous job.
Against that backdrop, President Bush prepares for tonight's State of the Union address. Some say it could be the most important speech of his political career. The president has been briefing cabinet members and top Republicans about his blueprint for reviving the economy. Senate Minority Leader Robert Dole says the speech will be a turning point and predicts the president will start moving up in the polls. It's been a long free fall in those polls. One of them shows Mr. Bush's approval rating has dropped from 88% last March to 43% now. CNN will preview the president's speech at 8:30 Eastern tonight. That will be followed by live coverage of the State of the Union address at 9 Eastern.
The president's 1993 budget was halted for a while by political concerns over Mr. Bush's health care package. The printing of the budget reportedly was stopped because congressional Republicans opposed Mr. Bush's plan to impose a new health care-related tax. But the government now says revisions have been made and the budget will be released on time tomorrow morning. We'll get some idea of the president's health reform plans during tonight's State of the Union address. But as CNN's Jeff Levine reports, some are already assailing Mr. Bush's reforms before he announces them.
Karen Allen will be anxiously watching the State of the Union address, but she doesn't think President Bush will solve her health insurance problems no matter what he proposes.
Good morning, Smoke Having Resources.
If she loses her job, previous back surgery will make her virtually uninsurable no matter what the price.
Our insurance company and the ones that have turned me down for coverage after they heard about my back problem are treating me like a second-class citizen, and it feels awful.
Even though the premium has doubled for his 4-employee group to $635 per month in the last 3 years, Karen's boss promises to do the best he can. Currently, he picks up the entire tab.
It's a matter of making a decision at some point. If it comes to the point that I can't afford it, how long that will take, I have no way of knowing.
Healthcare insurance has become a major political concern in this election year, with perhaps 37 million Americans having little or no access to medical care. And increasingly, those who do have coverage are afraid of losing it.
I'm very bitter. I feel the system has let me down.
As the debate has intensified, 3 basic approaches are emerging to health care reform. The most comprehensive is a single-payer system in which the government is responsible for providing health care. The pay-or-play concept guarantees insurance through a person's employer. A system that provides tax credits to purchase health insurance is reported to be President Bush's choice.
I'll call it a grant. Maybe they'll call it a voucher. To go to those poor people, either unemployed or employed people who work for companies that do not have health care now.
But sources say there is an ongoing squabble between White House budget officials and legislators over how to pay for the program. Apparently, a White House plan to increase Medicare premiums for the well-to-do and tax some insurance benefits as income is now on hold. Democrats say the president's plan and a Republican counterpart in the Senate just won't work.
And what's wrong with it is they spend more money, don't provide access to all Americans, and, most significantly of all, do nothing about cost containment.
It's not clear how either party would contain runaway health care costs. They've skyrocketed from $27 billion 30 years ago to a projected $800 billion in this election year. Jeff Levine, CNN, Washington.
Arkansas's Governor Bill Clinton says the American people are interested in real issues. The Democratic presidential candidate spoke at a rally this morning in San Antonio, Texas. He was asked by a reporter about the allegations by Jennifer Flowers, who claims to have had a 12-year affair with him. Flowers was paid by a tabloid for that story. The governor said voters will have to decide how they feel about the allegations.
My headquarters say the phones are ringing off the wall and the people are ready to roll, and they like the fact that I have basically decided to ignore the cash for trash mentality that seems to be gripping the country. And that we're going back to the real issue. So as far as I'm concerned, the matter is now in the hands of the American people.
The people apparently agree with Mr. Clinton. 80% of the respondents in an ABC News poll say the allegation should not be an issue in the campaign. Clinton will be a guest today on Inside Politics, 4:30 p.m. Eastern.
Clinton is finding strong support in his home state. The people of Arkansas have kind words for their governor. But as CNN's Brian Cabell discovered, they have harsh words for the other players in the controversy.
Well, did Clinton get himself off the hook?
Not surprisingly, Governor Bill Clinton is the talk of the town and Pat Lynch's radio show in Little Rock.
I think that Mr. Clinton is running for president. He's not running for sainthood.
The governor is drawing heavy support here, in spite of the most recent allegations from Jennifer Flowers, and the media continues to draw heavy criticism.
This is just garbage, and I'm ashamed of the press of America.
Magazine editor John Brummett understands, but disagrees.
So when you've got a specific woman making specific charges, even in a supermarket tabloid, we have no choice but to get to the bottom of it.
There's little sympathy for that view at Buster's Bar and Restaurant in downtown Little Rock, and virtually no sympathy for the woman making the allegations.
I think probably her motivation may very well be that here's a person whose career is on the skids, and this is an opportunity to earn some money.
Maybe she's one of those wishful hanger-ons. We have groupies for presidential candidates, just like we have them for dance bands.
Beyond the skepticism here, you find a defiant pride in a native son who's done well.
I think that every Arkansan should be proud as anything to have him as president, or to even have him as a candidate for president.
At Bard's Family Restaurant, where opinions are as plentiful as the coffee, there's more a sense of weariness with the entire matter.
I'm sick of hearing about politicians' personal lives, and I really don't want to hear anymore. And I think, for the most part, a lot of women are sick of that, too.
The folks here have heard the titillating rumors for years now, but they've elected him to his post for 5 terms. His politics aren't universally popular, but the feeling remains. Judge Bill Clinton on his record as Arkansas's governor, not on rumors and innuendo. Regardless of what Arkansans think about their governor's personal life, it remains a concern to at least some of this nation's electorate and to the media. And it's an issue that still threatens his candidacy for president. Brian Cabell, CNN, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Well, the folks in Arkansas may be standing by their man, but country singer Tammy Wynette, we're told by a friend, is madder than hell, to quote the friend, at the way her famous song was used by Clinton's wife in that interview on 60 Minutes. Hillary Clinton, you may recall, told television viewers Sunday night that she was not some little woman standing by her man like Tammy Wynette. Wynette's song, Stand By Your Man, is a country music classic, and Wynette's husband tells USA Today that the singer thinks Clinton's comment was offensive to anyone who loves the song or who has a marriage.
Still ahead on Newsday, should a gay organization be officially sanctioned by a university? That volatile issue is polarizing a conservative southern campus.
What's the progress of experiments aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery? The astronauts give an out-of-this-world perspective on that.
And an experiment in education. Can slow and fast learners study together and inspire one another?